Right. That's recording.
Edit out that yawn at the beginning.
No, that's staying in. Did you just yawn into the mic?
I did the biggest yawn into the mic.
There's absolutely no professionalism in this show.
I know. Do you know what? I'm just a bit exhausted because this week I took a Valium. Last week was your week and this week was my week.
Yeah, you took a Valium last night.
I took a Valium last night because I did a gig in my hometown, Cambridge, and every fucker that I've ever met before came. And it was actually so sweet. It was so sweet and like everyone was so supportive. But I got home and you're going over everything in your head and I was like, I just need to take a Valium and pretend that I'm not alive.
Did you take the Valium after the gig?
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't realise it wasn't like I thought you meant you took a Valium to get on stage.
No. I can always get on stage.
I take Xanax. I have anxiety, fear of flying and stuff. But if I take a Xanax before a show,
Have you ever done that?
no. I won't even have a sip of alcohol because I'm worried of going on stage.
Really?
Oh, just,
Yeah. To be fair,
what's going on, guys?
I had a few sips of Diet Coke and that's pretty crazy for me these days.
What's your rider?
At the moment, it's
6 Valium,
literally
2 bottles of Dom Perignon.
that would be the dream. It's naproxen and a gin and tonic, or if I'm feeling tired, a bit of a Diet Coke,
What's naproxen?
a really strong ibuprofen.
Why? You
Just
get
a
a
bad
headache
back. No, I get a bad back. Standing up for an hour,
carrying this podcast.
carrying this fucking podcast, literally.
So you're in Cambridge. You took a Valium. A Valium is the same as a Xanny, right?
No, a Xanax is better. If I could get some Xanax, that would be great. If
It's
you could hit me
cooler.
up. Yeah, it's cooler.
Or do you mean it's stronger?
It's stronger.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And it is cooler, but it hits you
Yeah.
harder.
No one's taking recreational Valium, I don't think.
No. Although I have, but it's
I
not
don't
as fun.
hear about Valium and rap
Yeah.
songs, but I hear about Xanax.
A
a lot.
Xanax. I'd love a Xanax. Also, all my old nannies were there.
All 15 of them.
Literally, I was like, give me a cheer for your nanny, one of my nannies, and so many people cheered, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
And you grew up, you're born and bred Cambridge.
I was actually born in Surrey, but moved to Cambridge or Newmarket when I was like 2 or 3.
Hell yes, the new
Yeah.
money dream, that isn't it?
Yeah, Surrey to Cambridge.
That's the horse betting dream.
Literally.
That is horse girl 101.
I have a horse racing joke that everywhere else in the country doesn't get a laugh. And last night, the laugh it got. And I forgot actually one of my friends that was there, her dad's a jockey. I was just so many people in last night that one of my first ever boyfriend was in. He was there with his new wife, didn't know that was going to happen.
That's an interesting move from him. Bring his wife
I
to
think it
his...
was her idea, probably.
Yeah, she has a good... Would it? What?
I
Just
think
a
it would be her.
coincidence?
She's great, to be fair. I really
Do you know
like
her?
No, I know. I know her now because
Sure.
yeah, we went to school. Well, I didn't go to school with her, but went to school with him.
Fine.
And just like everyone knows everyone around that area.
Fine. So he didn't really move out of the big city.
Yeah, no one moves out of Cambridge, just me.
That's something I'm learning as someone that like grew up in London. I forget that if you didn't grow up in London, a lot of people stay just where they are forever.
Yeah. That's like when I did Southend on Friday and literally all John's friends and family came and no one leaves Southend.
Just stay. You're born in Southend, you work in Southend.
This is it. It's weird. I feel like I'm one of the rare ones that moved out.
You made it. What I like is you're gonna one day win an award and you're gonna do one of those speeches which is like, no one from my upbringing makes it here. Do you remember when Harry Styles did that? He went, it's so unusual for a boy like me to make it and win a Grammy. And everyone was like, because nobody knew he came from like a working class part of Manchester. They were like, well, I thought you were from London. And
yeah.
you're like a middle class white guy from London.
I'm sure.
You win all the musical awards. If I ever win an award, I'm going to do that. No one from my background wins big.
You should do that.
No one makes it out.
You should do that.
I grew up on an estate. Which is technically true.
That is true. You did. A very different
They
type
just
of
don't know which one.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, should we talk about the BAFTAs a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it. Because I feel like, can I just say to the listener, this week, Alfie messaged me saying, what should we talk about on the pod? And I thought, it felt a bit pointed. It felt like Alfie was annoyed at me because obviously I don't really bring much.
Yep.
So It
was the only way to get you to actually bring some research.
And that's what I did. I immediately replied being XYZ. Was one of them the BAFTAs? No. Okay. No, Alfie, no, okay. We'll talk about the BAFTAs.
The BAFTA lineup is something that I just saw now getting a glass of water. And I thought, yeah, we can get onto that. But I only want to touch on it briefly. It's not going to be the main topic of conversation.
Feels like it is.
We're gonna move on to much cheerier, viral.
Yeah, the topic that I want to talk about.
You want to talk about Hantavirus, and I want to talk about that as well. But I just
we'll start with the BAFTAs. So BAFTAs has been
BAFTA TV Awards. As opposed to the BAFTA.
What's the difference?
Is that not a BAFTA movie?
No, I thought BAFTAs was the BAFTAs.
The British Academy of Film and Television Awards.
I
the
thought
British.
Yes.
What does BAFTA stand for?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, the BAFTA TV was last night, but that's not the big BAFTA.
I think it's the BAFTA. That's the BAFTAs.
But what happens if you're like best movie in the UK?
I don't think that is a thing. I think the BAFTA is just British TV.
Yeah, but there's a BAFTA for film.
Is there?
The BAFTA is film and the FTA is Film and Television Awards.
I think it would have been last night as well then, or whatever night it was.
But the only reason I think there's a BAFTA film is because I remember.
Here we go.
What's he called?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, my friend.
My dear friend and friend of the pod. What's he called? Austin Butler.
Yeah, do you know him?
No.
Oh.
No. But he won a BAFTA, and he was not in any TV, surely. BAFTA Film Awards.
Films,
here we go.
But I think it's the same thing.
The British Academy Film Awards, BAFTA.
Yeah.
They take place in February.
Okay. So what
have
was
they
last
already gone
night?
then?
Oh, so that's the TV Awards. You're right. Okay, that's
but when are the BAFTA?
And then there is Film Awards if you go down.
May. No. When the BAFTA TV Awards was a couple days ago, but when was the
Film Awards,
the EE BAFTA Film Awards?
And when's that? It said 3 hours ago.
That was one battle after another. That must have been years ago. We're not talking about that film anymore.
I don't know about that.
The BAFTAs are a different thing. 22nd of February, 2026.
Okay, fine.
That feels like the bigger one.
Can I just say that makes sense? Because some of the people that I saw went to the BAFTAs. I thought, that is crazy. They got an
BAFTA
invite.
TV Awards.
But that makes sense.
And we're not slagging it off because we'd love an invite.
I'd love to go.
We could do a little red carpet thing.
We should start doing stuff like that so we get invited.
Did you see who was doing it at the Oscars? It was
that girl you love that did Diet Coke one.
Amelia de Montebello.
No. Ellie Evelyn.
Oh, Ellie Evelyn.
She did it at something.
She's cool. She did something last night. She or the BAFTA TV Awards. No, I'm thinking of Pass the Purse. You know the Shane Purse or whatever he's called.
What?
That you know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
I don't know if he's called Pass the Purse. I might
Shane Purse.
Shane Purse. Shane.
Oh,
Jake
I love
Shane.
her. Jake Shane. Oh yeah. Jake Shane.
Okay, I thought
he was in the BAFTAs.
Look, his podcast is called Pass That Purse.
Okay, well done. I did not know that.
He hosted like the BAFTA red carpet with Quen Blackwell, that creator.
Okay.
And she's like really bubbly and she's in this dress and she looks amazing and he just looks so uncomfortable the whole time.
What, the BAFTAs?
No, this is at the Oscars.
I saw that.
Earlier this year. And that's what I thought our kind of double act could be.
What one would you be? The really awkward one?
Yeah, I'd be like sweating going around because everyone would come up to you and they'd follow you and they go, "Oh my god, I love you."
But you have so many more followers. But we're yet to meet any of Alfie's followers.
None of them exist. I think
they're bots.
Farms. Bot farms. Do you know how annoying it would be if all my followers were bots and I didn't even buy them? Like it wasn't even intentional.
Do you know people can't? Do you know that's the whole thing? Is that I could buy fake followers for you and completely fuck up your account.
You could buy fake followers for me.
Yeah.
That feels...
And you wouldn't know.
Also, because I'd then have a massive ego.
Exactly, but it will fuck your account. Yeah.
But it would fuck my engagement.
So if you ever annoy me, just remember
I will
do that. I will do that. Yeah.
If you're wondering why my account's grown so much in the last year, it's because I wronged Sophie a year ago and didn't know about it.
And Alfie's like, got so many followers now.
I got so many followers. Look at all these people. And it's amazing. They've all got the same name. They're so interesting. I got a notification from Instagram being like, do you want to remove these people that follow you because they're inactive accounts?
Absolutely not. Keep them
there. It was
there.
only 1,000.
Yeah.
I thought it would be way more than that.
I didn't get that notification, but in the past it would be like suspicious accounts. It was like, do you want them to follow you? I'd be like, yes. Get the numbers
please.
Up. Yes, I would like them to follow.
I don't care if they're suspicious. Do they engage?
Just get the numbers up. Yeah.
Yeah, BAFTA, we would love to host something like the BAFTA.
Every week it's us asking to have a job.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about so desperately about the BAFTAs TV Awards?
Well,
what do you have to say?
Desperate about the medium of podcasting. What I wanted to do...
he's written a joke.
It's just... I have just got my notes out. I have written some jokes about Hantavirus, but we'll come to that. I just wanted to run through...
Yeah, please.
Some of the awards. But I'm in real time, I'm realizing that you don't know anything like about culture.
Just full stop.
No. But it's in like if I'm going to talk to you about TV shows that everyone's talking about and you're going to have never heard of them.
All right. That's really offensive. You don't know that I don't know them.
But I can be pretty sure. Look, Amanda Holden and Alan Carr on the red carpet. That could be us.
That's crazy. That could be us.
Supporting actor, Owen Cooper from Adolescence. Supporting actress, Christine Tremarco from Adolescence. Limited drama, Adolescence. leading actor Stephen Graham basically Adolescents won everything.
Oh, did they?
Basically.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure they won everything last year as well, so I don't understand.
Oh, what?
They can't
I feel
have.
like it came out ages ago.
I feel like Adolescent came out years ago.
I hated one of the episodes of Adolescence.
Did you like Adolescence overall?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
It's
Obviously, I knew it.
It was centered a bit too much on men for your...
Yeah, it was too much about men's voices. I hated the episode when they were in just the school. I found it a bit boring.
The one where they did the one shot all through the school with about 100 extras. That wasn't as interesting to me.
That wasn't very interesting to me.
BAFTA TV award winning. I kind of agree. Like, you know, when everyone found out that it was one shot.
Yeah.
And then everyone tells you that. I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Just film it.
I'm not asking you to do that.
Yeah, no one's asked you to do that.
I liked Adolescence. I thought it was a good story. I thought a bit unrealistic. All these boys on the manosphere. I'd like to see the receipts. I think they overdid the numbers a little bit. But a bit like the Louis through Manosphere doc.
Yeah, not true.
There's no need.
Fake.
No need for it. No need.
You men have enough bad
hit
press.
Piece. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a hit piece.
I hope one day Louis Theroux does an interview or documentary on you. It's not.
Oh my God! Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
Louis meets. If suddenly you saw a BBC iPlayer, they were really pushing Louis meets Alfie Dundas, you'd suddenly go, what did he do?
I'd be so excited.
What has he done?
I've got some stories.
It's like, what? Because you've got to...
Yeah, you've got to have done something. Something interesting got to have happened to you. And unfortunately, nothing happened.
It's not happened. I was telling Sophie, and I can't name the brand, but I got asked to do an Instagram ad that I refused to do because the company got in a lot of trouble because they did a really controversial advert with Bonnie Blue. And there's something very funny to me about the idea that they have to go more controversial every year.
Yeah.
And last year, they got Bonnie Blue.
And then this
year they went, let's get Alfie Dundas.
That's actually really true.
And now I'm looking back on the contract wondering what they wanted me to do with those poor young boys. Because I thought I was doing street interviews. But if I've got to be more extreme than...
You're actually so right.
Than young Bon.
If they're like, how can we up that?
Yeah. Alfie Red.
Alfie Dundas. Yeah. I know another white blonde.
I know another white blonde that will do literally anything for cash.
That's true. The fact that you said no to that is crazy.
Also, the fact that I'm cheaper than Bonnie Blue is like obvious, but quite depressing.
I wonder how much money you could have got for that. I reckon you could have got a lot of money.
They wanted a couple reels.
Did they ever say a price?
No, they asked me my price, and I think I could have set the price.
I think you could have set the price like 50 grand for them.
I was talking about it last night. I talked about it with my parents. I talked about it with my girlfriend. I was like, at what point do I have no morals?
Yeah. What is your price? To be honest, mine's probably quite low.
If they'd paid me like for 20 grand, 30 grand for 2 reels, it would have been more than I'll make in a year of comedy.
I think they would have done that.
It would have funded my entire year to just do what I want in comedy.
Yeah, that's so true. You keep telling the listener how well you're doing.
Well, except the listener can know that I'm not doing that well because I said no. So now I have to actually go and gig for an entire year to make up one day of dodgy work.
Can you imagine?
I know. Really upsetting.
That's a shame.
So you didn't like Adolescence. You thought it focused too much on men.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the women sequel.
That would be so good.
Adolescence.
Wouldn't happen though.
It wouldn't happen.
Us girls are little angels.
What else won? Last One Laughing won Best Entertainment Show and Best Entertainment Performance from Bob Mortimer.
I thought that was a very good show.
That we'd like to go on.
I'd love to go on that show.
Season 1, I've got to say.
You'd be really good on that show because you just don't really laugh at anything.
No. I don't. And apparently I was listening to The Rest is Entertainment, which is like this podcast, but informed. Yeah. And apparently for Last One Laughing, they're all getting north of 200 grand. I might be making that up, but it's 1 day of filming for Amazon Prime. I think the big names I think they said the big names will get about 250 grand for 1 day of filming. The smaller names will get less.
I know of one of the big comedians that did a brand deal, and I think it was like 3 days work for 250 grand.
Can we name the brand?
No.
Can we name the comedian?
No.
I know. We know enough people in entertainment that we can bring like mini exclusives.
Yeah, mini exclusives.
Like I know a B-list celeb that was on I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here. They got the 250 grand that we talked about the other week.
Really?
But he left early, so he only got 125 grand.
God, my memory's so bad, I can't remember who it was.
You get 50% off if you leave of your own volition.
Right.
Like what Jimmy Bullard did a couple weeks ago.
God, I would just stay for that.
Just stay for the money. Again, we'll do anything for...
Oh God, I'd go on I'm a Celeb for 250 grand.
Most memorable moment, BAFTA TV Award winner Alan Carr's Celebrity Traitors. That
so deserved.
Was the best moment of the year.
Yeah.
I gasped. I was genuinely... I couldn't believe it. Nick Mohammed, Joe Marler, I was like, they got him.
That's so good.
He kept laughing whenever they accused him of being a traitor.
Maybe I would be good at it because I laugh at everything. I just think I'd give myself away with anything.
I'm interested to see. Season 2 is obviously filming at the moment. It comes out in October. I'll be interested to see whether they've figured out the game because, with Last One Laughing and with Celebrity Traitors, the first season, you kind of don't know how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
So you just act normal.
Yeah.
Then you realise quite how much it can make your career.
That's so true.
I think season 2 of Last One Laughing, I think it was good, but I think that it's changed a bit.
Yeah.
Because they all know.
They were trying to get their jokes out.
They were like, I want to get my jokes out. I want to have a funny holding in the laugh face.
Yeah, that's
Celeb Traitors, they're all like, I want a memorable moment. It's like Love Island. It's like 5 seasons in.
That's so true. They all have that. They're all trying to say something really iconic and it's like often it flops so badly and it's like, don't say that.
That's like this pod. Fellowship, Dame Mary Berry. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
Documentary, Grenfell Uncovered. Current affairs, Gaza, doctors under attack. We'll skip over that for now.
Could we just
Let's talk about something more cheery. Let's talk about the Hantavirus.
Yeah, finally, my topic that I wanted to talk about.
This is what Sophie wants to talk about.
The reason I want to talk about this is, I don't know if people have seen this, but there's a cruise. Don't know where the cruise is. And essentially...
I do, because I did a bare fucking minimum of research. What do you mean you don't know where the cruise is? This is your topic on the pod.
I've just seen a few TikToks.
Okay. You tell me what you think's happening on the Hantavirus cruise.
So on this cruise... When I last saw, 3 people were dead.
Now it's 8, but yeah.
8 people are dead?
Yeah, 6 dead, 2 expected dead.
Oh my God. How many have been airlifted to intensive care? Just there was one at the time.
I don't know, but the issue is if you go into intensive care, there's a 35% mortality rate.
Oh my God.
Which is like way, way more than COVID.
This is crazy. So essentially everyone's on this cruise, Hantavirus is spread. What I will say about this, and this is the conspiracy that I saw on TikTok, is that...
Sorry, we've not explained anything of the facts and we've gone straight to the cruise. Straight to the conspiracy of the cruise.
Okay, what are the facts? People are dead. Hantavirus is spreading. No one will let them board. That no one will let the ship dock. Again,
that was true 5 days ago, I think, when you messaged me about this. Why don't I tell you what I think has happened, and then you tell me the conspiracy to the facts.
Perfect.
The fact is, a Dutch cruise ship left Ushuaia, Argentina.
I thought you meant Ushuaia, Ibiza.
Not to be confused with Ushuaia, Ibiza, which carries all the other viruses.
That will do it.
That would have every other infection on it.
Yeah.
Ushuaia, which is a part of Argentina, it's a Dutch cruise company, but they're like touring South America. There was a Dutch guy on the cruise who'd been touring South America for 4 months.
Yeah.
And he's basically patient zero. He was basically on a gap year in South America. He picked up every disease under the sun. And then he's got no self-control. He gave it to a couple of people on the ship. He was the first one to die. Him and his wife both died.
Oh my God.
On the cruise. Then they quarantined the ship. They wouldn't let it dock anywhere.
Yeah.
Every country was trying to get its people out. So they were flying out someone to go back to repatriate.
And they did that?
Yeah, they took someone back to the UK, I think, someone back to South Africa. Every country is trying to get their people back. There's a woman who's got it, and the US are trying to get her back to Nebraska because they've got special treatment for it.
Oh my God.
It's currently, as of 2 days ago, docked in Tenerife. Because that's where you take your virus.
Yeah, take it to Tenerife. Don't get to Tenerife.
Super spreader.
I thought the whole thing was that Spain were you're not docking
Spain weren't letting them dock, and they were going around the Canary Islands. Now, I was in Mallorca on the weekend looking for it. Where is it?
If you give me Hantavirus, I'll be fuming.
The Hantavirus.
The Hantavirus. So wait,
It's the Andes virus. It comes from the Andes.
Does it? I thought it came from rats.
No, it's one of the few viruses that cannot. Almost all viruses go rodent to human.
Yeah.
So COVID was bat to human.
Oh.
But this is one that has to go human to human, which is why it's not very viral, because you can lock down a human.
So why is everyone catching it?
because they're all on the cruise
on
ship.
the cruise, fine.
But the point is, it can't spread. It can't spread off the cruise. Bless you.
But then, do you think it'll be like another COVID?
No. Well, if it started spreading around humans, it'd be way worse. 35% death rate. The COVID death rate was
mental.
like
So is it going
under
to stop
1%.
it? Are these hospitals all going to stop it?
Hopefully, they don't let anyone off the ship, and
but everyone on the ship dies.
Not everyone on the ship will die. They'll get people off and they'll quarantine them.
Yeah,
and then they'll let them back out into.
That's mental.
It's mental.
Do you know what the conspiracy was that I saw? Was that on TikTok? There's a huge thing called there's cruise talk. So when people go on these cruises, there's always dramas. You know the whole poo documentary about that cruise that there was all the electricity went, so you couldn't flush the toilets. So everyone had to do poos in bags and stuff. That was on TikTok way before. There's always dramas, and everyone just follows these cruise TikTok stories. And what's weird about the Hantavirus one that I saw this creator talk about is that, bear in mind, this is a huge thing that people on cruises to talk about this on social media. No one posted about it. There was only one guy who is actually a influencer, who's a travel influencer, who didn't even post it on his channel. It was just, there was a couple of videos on the news, said he was there and it's been awful, but not one other person posted about it. No one's families have come out. There's been no stories. That there's a whole conspiracy of is this true?
Okay. So I think that it is true. Because I don't see the benefit of it not being true. Well, who's making it up?
So apparently there was a Disney cruise really recently, and they busted the cruise because there was loads of people that were paedophiles on it.
Yeah, and
I didn't look into that any further.
But the connection between that,
not sure.
See,
is this a way of covering it up, hiding it?
This is your Wayfair human trafficking situation.
The Wayfair thing was true. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, you told me that when you buy a cabinet on Wayfair, you got to be careful because you might be buying a small child.
Yeah, if you spend 20 grand on a cabinet, which you probably would do.
Not on Wayfair.
If you got that, yeah.
If I got that big,
you got that big deal. You've gone straight on Wayfair.
I think the reason there wasn't much on it when it first came out is, one, I don't think people knew it was happening, and two, it's not a big cruise.
I think but the story's crazy.
The story's crazy, but as in you're saying only one person posted
how big's
about
the cruise?
It doesn't sound right, but I thought there were only 40 people on the cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was we're not talking a cruise, a cruise ship is a bit misleading. I think it was quite a bespoke,
a bougie boat.
Boat.
I'm never going on a cruise again. Not that I've ever been on one, but.
What has happened? 22 people from the MV Hondius cruise spent first day isolating in self-contained flats in Merseyside. Oh, yeah.
They're in Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Great.
Being repatriated from Tenerife.
So it is true.
The Tenerife to Liverpool airport flight, hasn't that been through enough illnesses?
Would they have been on a flight, do you think?
No, they wouldn't have been on a commercial flight.
What about the people working on that flight?
Oh, no, they flew to Manchester Airport. From the Canary Islands to Manchester Airport is where all infections come into the UK.
Is that true?
It's, STDs and stuff. Yeah, I assume so.
Sorry, imagine being an air hostess on that flight.
No, Sophie, they're not on EasyJet.
What are they on?
Well, not Ryanair. They're not on. No, they're not on any commercial
private jet.
No.
You've got to have an air hostess on there.
It's not Fly Emirates first class. No, they're not. They're on a government plane.
But who's for flying the plane?
Pilot.
But what if they catch it?
They aren't. They aren't.
Yeah, asking the bigger questions that you can't answer. Someone's flying that plane, Alfie.
They are,
Someone's serving them a little drink.
They're not
of water.
serving drinks. They're not serving
They're
drinks.
getting a drink.
They're not. If you're dying of hantavirus, you're not pressing the button.
They're getting a little champagne.
Ding, ding. Are we going to get the? Can I get a blueberry muffin, please? Can I get a blueberry muffin and a coffee?
They 100% are.
Sorry, we're not serving today.
They're oh, is duty free going to come round? Honestly, that's crazy.
I'll be honest. That isn't the worst question. What kind of plane?
Yeah, I would like to know, and I want to know who's on that plane, how much they had to be paid to fly those people over. Were they wearing masks? Were they wearing hazmat suits? Crazy.
I don't think the passengers would have to wear those suits.
But the person working there...
The person working the flight, it's a rough day if you get...
That's a rough day.
Mate,
that's your flight.
You're on the Hantavirus Express from Tenerife to Manchester. Oh, do I have to? Can I just go anywhere else? They didn't specify the exact aircraft model used for the US repatriation flight. 2 passengers have gone to Atlanta in the US. The Brits went to Manchester on chartered flights. The Dutch sent a government plane, and the RAF used an A400M Atlas to parachute medics into Tristan da Cunha, since there's no airstrip there.
They parachuted them down?
No, they parachuted medics into the cruise ship.
Imagine they're parachuting just the patients. Just throw them out of the plane. That's really cool. Okay, I hope there's a documentary on this.
The Tenerife to Manchester flight, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I went Palma de Mallorca to London Gatwick yesterday. I mean, I wasn't a million miles from it, was I?
It's not the same.
Wasn't a million miles from it.
It's not the same. And you weren't on an RAF plane. That's really cool.
On Sunday, the 10th of May, a flight left Tenerife and landed at Manchester Airport around 9 p.m. On board were 22 people, 19 passengers and 3 crew, made up of 20 nationals, 1 German national resident, and 1 Japanese man evacuated at Japan's request. Oh, it's good for the international relations, this, isn't it?
Oh, it is good.
UK and Japan.
You know what?
It's back on.
Reform, they're trying to break us up. They're trying to break us up, but we won't do it.
New dynasty. Separate from the US. Get into bed with the Japanese. I love that. That's huge. And a German.
And a German. We love that.
We have Germany and Japan. You owe us one.
Nigel Farage will be fuming when he reads that.
2 countries that we tried to destroy 100 years ago. We're now repatriating
and that's actually made up for everything we've ever done.
That's made up for everything. Special relationships back on.
You're welcome.
The UK's going to have a huge summer. It's coming. Can you imagine? It's just like this. This is what we need. We need this kind of shit to bring the country back together.
We needed this.
This is what Nigel Farage and his reform cronies don't want you to see. It's English passengers, Japanese and German passengers all dying together on a flight.
You know, patient zero. Do you think there's some other people though in Argentina that's got this now?
More like patient zero self-respect.
He's dead, Alfie.
No, that is harsh actually.
He's dead.
But he did like fuck a rat or whatever. I don't know how you get the illness, but I assume it's not good.
How do you get that illness?
Is that libel? Can I say that?
Well, I mean, he's dead.
He's dead, so you can't sue me.
If you are going to sue Alfie. Don't sue me because I did call that out.
I don't 100% know how you get it. The passengers and the crew that weren't showing symptoms were escorted by UK government staff to the airport with infection prevention measures in place throughout. PPE and face masks worn during the flight. Do you remember when we had to wear masks on flights, but you had to bring it down to talk and order what you wanted?
Yeah, literally, it's so stupid.
This is like, if you catch it, you almost definitely die, and people are pulling it down to order Pringles.
Sorry, that is. I feel like if I was around people that had that, I'd want them to wear full suits.
Did you see the guy really early on in COVID, the bus driver who had like the first 200 patients? One of the hospitals, I want to say in Liverpool, was like overcrowded and he had to transport them to another hospital, but they didn't give him a mask. And there's like, you know, those awful pictures of like Prince Andrew in the back of the car where you get the flash on the windscreen. Yeah. You see this driver looking really scared and just everybody behind him is in hazmat suits and he's just got nothing.
No.
They were like, give him a mask. Oh, it was so funny.
That's mental.
That's what I feel like you're seeing on this flight.
Yeah.
They went into a 72-hour quarantine when they got back, and then they're going to self-isolate at home for 45 days.
If you were told now we had to quarantine for 6 months, how would you feel? You couldn't do Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh, thank God. Well, that's $2,000 back, so that's good.
Is that it?
Well, no, as in like, I'll lose $2,000 if I sell out.
If you sell out, you'll lose $2,000.
If I sell out Edinburgh Fringe, I'll lose $2,000, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's bad, yeah.
How? Oh, because of all the costs you put in?
Yeah.
You didn't put much costs in.
Venue take a split.
Yeah.
Cost of being, going up there. Cost of flyers, cost of posters, cost of PR.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Tech every day.
I don't even want to think about the money I'll owe.
So if you want to help out someone with morals, that turns down a Body Blue campaign and then has to sweat his own back out to go and do Edinburgh Fringe for a bunch of ungrateful 50-year-old tourists. Jesus. I don't think anyone is as angry with their own career as I am. Everything I choose to do, I then complain about.
I feel the exact same. I think that's comedy. I feel like people are like, oh, it's so great you're doing this. And I'm like, is it?
Guess you do.
Because I'm in fucking hell all the time.
We set up this podcast and decided to do it. And yet every Monday I go, I've got the fucking podcast tomorrow. Got to read about the Hantavirus.
I actually don't feel that as much about the podcast, but I think because for me, I just turn up and then I leave.
Yeah. This is the easiest bit of work of my week. Like this is one of the few things where I'm like, that isn't work.
It's not. This is easier. It's more annoying the fact that it's like I have to do something.
Yeah.
Like I can't just go to the gym. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Although I tell you what, I wish I'd made use of the OG lockdown.
Same here.
To set something up.
Oh, a career.
Because we've set up a podcast just before lockdown too, for the Hantavirus podcast.
If there is another lockdown, let's just make sure that we but the problem is now, because everyone had the first lockdown, I think every single person in lockdown 2 will be on social media.
They know what
everyone
to do.
will be trying to be an influencer, everyone will be doing this, and it's going to be even harder for us to make it big.
Everybody knows what to do now.
Yeah.
It would. The first time was like, it seems so obvious. I look back on it and people came out of lockdown.
Do that.
What have you been doing for the last 2 years? Well, I was just making videos in my room and I now have 10 million followers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I never thought to make it. And TikTok, I remember lockdown started, I remember putting a TikTok on of like my dog and thinking, oh, that's fun. And it got like 300 views. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that again.
Not doing that again. I was doing quizzes on Zoom with my family. I could have been building an empire.
Yeah, we could have done so much. I had such
Imagine
a nice
me
time,
with my content systems. If I just had this kit, I'd do an hour a day.
Oh, we could do a podcast every single day.
We could do a podcast every day.
Yeah,
I'd set up a football one. I'd set up a business one. I'd do 5 hours of podcasting a day.
And this is the problem.
And that's the problem. This is why we need, for everybody else's sake, let's not have another Hantavirus
We'd have
outbreak.
to move in together so then we could just do content all day, every day.
I'd get you to put one of these in your house. We could buy one of these and you could do it.
You'd have to do that for me.
I'd have to ship it to you and get your fiance to set it up, wouldn't I? The only thing I did enjoy of the lockdown was lockdown 1.0 started in like February. And then by the time it got to summer...
Do you think? I thought it was starting like March.
Is that as big of a difference? I mean, does that...
I thought February was November. Sorry, continue.
Is that enough of a reason to interrupt my story? I thought it was late Feb. You thought it was early March. Who cares?
You're so right.
Depends which part of the country you were in. Depends how old you were. February 22nd. Right. Sorry, late Feb, early March is what I meant. What?
Back to you.
For me, lockdown 1.0 was March 2020.
Yeah.
And I feel like by summer, May or June or July, whichever one you want to say, the sun was out and we were kind of getting a hold of it a little bit. Things were loosening a little bit, but also quite nice to it was like, I was just in the garden a lot.
Yeah.
And like exercising a lot.
Yeah, it was so nice.
We took it for granted. People were reading again.
Yeah.
The streets were empty.
The streets were empty. It was I moved back to my parents. We had to be really strict on my house. My brother's diabetic, so that was the whole thing. And his wife is a nurse, so they didn't see each other for months.
What's coronavirus got to do with his sugar intake?
No, it's diabetic.
Oh,
it's a massive thing.
No, I can't breathe. Give me a Mars bar. What?
No, he's type 1 diabetic. But if you have diabetes...
What does that mean? He's diabetic, but he's organised about it. He's got type A diabetes.
Yeah, he's type A. No, he's like the most disorganised ADHD person I've ever met.
He's got a notebook for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you explain to me what type 1 diabetes is?
You have 2 types. Type 1 is when you're type 2, often if you become really overweight, you can develop it. Type 1, you don't really have a choice. It's like when your body attacks itself. So
type 1 and type 2 are the same, but it's just whether it's self-inflicted.
Kind of, but type 1 is a lot more like type 2 you can manage with pills. Type 1 your pancreas just does not work, and so you have to use insulin, you inject it yourself. Whereas type 2 your pancreas still kind of works, but you have to take medication and stuff to help it, and you have to care for your diet. Type 1, it doesn't matter what you do with your diet, you still have it.
But what's that got? How does COVID fuck you up?
People with diabetes were far more likely to, if they got COVID, to basically die. So it was a lot more risky.
I take back my
so stop being fucking nasty.
My initial
Alfie.
jokes. Structurally, they played, but
we were. To be fair, we were really.
Everyone in your family's fucked. Like
I know
you've got endo.
Thank you for remembering.
Well, I can't forget. Every time I open Instagram, it's actually really painful. Oh my god, yeah, it's painful listening to it too.
Anyway, moving on from COVID, I forgot to tell you last week about, we talked about John being on a stag do, and you said to me, I said we're going to Amsterdam, and you were like, oh, the red light district.
Yeah, and that annoyed you because you thought he was going to Amsterdam for the culture.
Yeah, and guys, the way I was so mad all day, John was coming back from a stag do that day. I was so excited to see him. I was like, can't wait to find out how it went. He did this thing called the King's Day, which is where you do like boat trips and it's like party in the street. And I was like, oh, that sounds so fun. And I was absolutely fine about it until Alfie planted that seed in my head. And then I was wound up. And after the podcast, I rang John because he was meant to have landed. And he was like, all right, babe, I'm just in the pub. And I thought, no, you're not. You're not in the pub. You've just been on a stag do. So that wound me up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, what time are you going to be home? And he was like, well, maybe like 4, because I wasn't getting home till like 4. And I was like,
PM. For the listener. Yeah.
4 p.m. But guys, he's been in a stag do all weekend. And I know, so
just
excited.
Looking at art and celebrating King's Day in Amsterdam. Sophie brought it up to me. She was like, oh, John's gone on his stag do. And as a joke, I was like, oh, you're going to Magaluf? And he was like, yeah, that'd be fun. But thank God he's gone somewhere really chill. I'm like, Amsterdam. And I was like, well, famously the red light district and the weed place. And you went, oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that, and then I was fuming all day. And I think me and Alfie later went to a meeting, and on the way home, I was like, Alfie, I'm so fucking pissed off at John.
You were pissed. We were on the bus, and you were like,
so pissed off.
He's gone to the pub. I was like, so what? You're out.
I know. I was just so angry. And then his friend obviously knew that I was angry, and his friend texted me because I basically hung up on John. And his friend was like, hey, I thought I could treat you and John for dinner if you'd like to come meet us. And I was like, no, I'm on a diet. Full stop.
Wait, what did you want him to do after his stag do when he landed?
Come home and be excited to see me and just be sober. Because the thing is,
waiting by the door.
Like
a dog.
I wanted him to be all showered and in his cozies and like have a little chat and I wanted to hear all about it.
You wanted him to be apologetic.
I wanted him to be apologetic.
Babe, I hated it in Amsterdam.
Well, this is it.
It's not for me. It's when you come back from a boys' holiday. It's not for me.
It wasn't. Yeah.
No, I mean we took some mushrooms and we went round the Rijksmuseum, but it's not, I think I would have enjoyed it more sober, actually.
And that's what I wanted him to say.
They also, guys always have a crazier friend that we can put the blame on.
Exactly.
Well, we went to the strip club and he was getting all these things. It's not for me, that.
Exactly.
But he is.
They always do that.
And it's never them.
It's never them.
No one really wanted to go out, but I plied them with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, it's never my job.
I just wanted a couple of beers, look around the river, but Crazy Mike said we had to go. So we walked along the red light district. I actually thought it was quite a bit gross, actually. A bit exploitative. Interesting.
And do you know what? And this is why I don't trust men.
Yeah.
Because you're all fucking pigs.
I actually have been to the red light district.
Of course you have.
And I mean, now it's going to sound contradictory to everything I just said, but I did think it was it was not for me, that.
And the problem is no one believes you now. No one believes you. And they say, believe men, not me.
I don't know. I just was like...
It's sinister.
Because they're like, the promise is, well, there's these women in bikinis, in boxes, like on the street. And you're like, wow, well, that's amazing. And then you get there and you're like, oh, that's a bit grim.
Yeah, it's
because you're just there with 400 other men on the street.
Yeah,
looking.
it just feels a bit horrible.
This isn't as
Makes me feel
cool as I
sad.
thought.
Yeah, it's just a bit sad. Anyway, John obviously realised he was in trouble, so then came home, did not go for dinner, and then only came in, he was drunk. Also, he'd sent a picture to my family WhatsApp group of him dressed as a lobster with this other girl who was dressed as a lobster, being like, I've made a friend, and that sent me over the edge.
He sent a picture of him with another girl whilst on his stag do to your family group chat.
Yeah.
He's a brave man, your fiancé.
And I thought,
I've always respected him for that.
Tipped me over the edge, and I was fuming.
Did she look like you, or did she not look like you?
She didn't look like me. She looked like a fucking lobster.
That's even worse.
So anyway, I was so mad, and he got in, he was drunk, and I was like trying to hold it together. I was like, don't be a bitch, don't be a bitch, don't be a bitch. It was his stag do. And he sat down and I was like, how was Amsterdam? He was like, yeah, it was amazing. I was like, tell me. He was like, best weekend of my life. I was like, okay. I was like, best weekend of your life. He was like, honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. I had the best time ever.
Jonathan.
And I was like, better than the time we got engaged in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Better than the time with Ibiza.
Probably was better than the time you got engaged in Edinburgh. You really lost me at the end of that sentence.
It's true. It's because he knows I love Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, okay, just ignore that. And then he was sat there and I was like, so how was Amsterdam? He was like, yeah, it was good. And I was like, so what happened? He was like, we were just, in Amsterdam. And I was like, and by this point I'd seen it. And he was like really drunk. And I was like, I actually I can't actually be around you. You'll make me so mad. And then I was like, you know what? I was just being horrible. And I was like, the fact that you sent that picture to the group chat of you and that other girl is absolutely outrageous. And then he looked like he was about to cry. And he looked so upset. And he was like, Sophie, was like, I don't understand what I've done. And I was like, and I felt so bad for being a bitch. And I was like, and also I'd spent that weekend and I'd had a butler and a buff thing. And I'd like been we had to play this game where they put tape on their body and you were blindfolded, you have to take it off. So there's like pictures of me with like getting this tape off on his bum. And then I later told John about that and John was like, sorry, do you mean to tell me that you've gone nuts at me about having a picture of a girl that's dressed as a lobster because she's literally a lobster?
Yeah.
And you have been with this man.
But did you know that lobsters mate for life?
And that's another thing.
So he said, this is my lobster.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
To another woman.
Yeah. It was really horrible.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Thank you, Alfie.
For the first time ever.
John was like, make sure you tell Alfie that on the podcast next week so he can hear how crazy you are. And I was like...
Well, John now knows that like he's getting a one-sided review of his relationship on this podcast every week. And I'm on his side that like he doesn't get a voice. He doesn't get a voice on here.
He has no voice.
I think the 100 episode special, we get the wags on. And finally you can hear the other side of some of the stories because... I think sometimes you come on this pod and you tell stories that I think very quickly John would be like, well, that didn't happen like that.
Yeah, John
all.
Does. Yeah, he's like, stop making up shit.
But we're very close to your wedding.
Yeah, almost didn't happen after that.
Almost
weekend.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
Rocky, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it is.
Day
rocky.
by day.
I'm so excited now.
I'm so excited. I booked a very, very nice hotel. Also, this weekend, for the first time, I did mushrooms.
Did you?
And I think I'm allowed to say that on a pod.
Well, I was a bit shocked when you said that.
Well, you're not allowed to. I feel like in comedy, you're not allowed to talk about like coke and heroin and all those delicious things.
Unless you've given it up and then you can.
Unless you've given it up, in which case you get an award.
Yeah.
That is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, all these like musicians and actors, it's like they're not allowed to talk about if they get caught on a night out
terrible
doing cocaine, it's like, but they're a role model.
Yeah.
But then when they do a documentary about how fucked up they got every night, and it's like, God, they're brave.
And now they're sober, it's like, wow, well, they've really been through it.
Now they're sort of like that Bill Nye character from Love Actually. They've always been through it all.
This is it. And this is now the start of your drug
start
addiction.
Of my journey. They say you do mushrooms once on the way up, once on the way down. And I'm
Did you
on
like
the way
them?
down. I don't really like drugs because I'm very anxious and paranoid.
Yes,
so
I can see that for
the
you.
only drugs I take are Xanax, and that's sort of going in a different direction.
Did you like mushrooms? Oh, did you take lots of mushrooms?
No, like I had a little bit of mushroom chocolate. But I've always been very scared of anything that I'm worried will make me hallucinate because I'm worried I'll have a panic attack.
Yes.
So like, and to be honest, I don't even smoke weed because I'm like, I don't want to. It's like, I don't need it. I'm going to overthink things.
I can't imagine that for you. Yeah.
So I'm always very scared, and I'm also scared. I don't really know what's in it. If people take drugs at parties and stuff, and I'm a bit like, I sometimes like pretend to do it. You know, when someone gives you a shot and you do it over the shoulder.
No, you don't pretend to do it.
Yeah, I do.
That's so funny.
And I go, yeah, I'll take some. I'll turn around, and I just do nothing.
That's so.
Someone
funny.
gives me a bag, and I just turn around. I go. And then I hand the bag back, and they're like, "It looks like the same." No. I took quite a big chunk of that actually. But barely any left, mate. There's barely any left in that.
That's so funny.
Because I don't know what it is as well. People pass you things. I don't know if it's coke or cat or ecstasy.
Yeah,
I don't know what ecstasy or MDMA. I don't know if they're the same thing.
Ecstasy and MDMA are the
Molly?
same thing.
Same thing. But the mushrooms, I was like, I have, and this is the most sort of autistic and overthinking way of that, but I have read a lot about mushrooms and psychedelics.
Yeah, and they're good for you.
And like the neurological pathways and all these things. Now, LSD, I think, is a step too far for your boy. For me.
For you. You could take a tiny bit.
A little bit of mushroom chocolate where you could like microdose it. I felt very giggly.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to a point where I could have a bad trip.
Yes. If you take a tiny bit, it's fine because you do just feel giggly and in a good mood.
I think, and it feels like what all of my parents' friends in the countryside are now doing. They are all taking mushroom chocolate and mushroom drops.
Are they?
Yeah. It's the new...
Mushroom drops are so expensive as well. It's like
it's the middle class, lived through the hippie years, then went on this random no drugs thing for 30 years. They're now all coming back to mushrooms because they're too old to do coke and heroin. And
mushrooms are expensive and they feel quite chic and it feels like organic and good for you.
It is organic. And then there's like a little farm that makes them and they send you an email with like all these...
I did microdose mushrooms for a little bit.
Did you? People swear by it. Like there's musicians and like a lot of high performing
Yeah.
individuals.
If I could, like, it's just so expensive. It's quite hard to get, and you want to get. If you get the drops, they are amazing. But you want to take the tiniest bit, and then you feel great.
I think it will probably be the first drug to be legalized in the UK.
Yeah.
There feels like a big push towards it, and there doesn't seem to be much of a come down /
No, you feel great for the following week.
Yeah.
Even acid, I will say, like, I'm the same as you. I do not like a trip. I do not like hallucinating.
What is acid? LSD?
LSD. It's like a way more extreme version of like mushrooms. But so you took a lot of enough mushrooms, it would feel a bit like that. But you can take a tiny bit. If you microdose it, you feel great. But if you take a big bit, or not even, you don't have to take much, but it's like a 24 hours, but it is, I personally hate it. It's like you feel like you're so conscious of every single second, and there's nothing you can do to relieve consciousness. It's absolutely horrible. But for like 2 weeks afterwards, you feel great. You feel in a great mood.
The one mistake I made is I was getting ready for bed, and I was like looking in the mirror, and I was like,
don't look in the mirror.
Is that what I look like?
Yeah, don't ever look in the mirror.
Woof.
Why does it do that?
I barked at the mirror. I was
feel
wow.
Like with drugs, that's the one thing is when you look in the mirror, you're like, I'm the most disgusting person in the world.
I've read into this, and it's because when you take mushrooms, one of the things they do, first of all, they release serotonin rather than dopamine, or a more similar thing, so you have less of a crash.
Yeah.
And the high is a little bit more gentle. But part of what they do is they separate your ego from yourself a little bit. So the reason a lot of people, most of the celebrities that take LSD and mushrooms and stuff, they're a little bit calmer about getting caught up, because they go, we're all connected. You feel connected to the world. You feel less like in your own head, like I'm here and the world's over there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm part of the world.
Yeah.
And so when you see yourself in the mirror, you for the first time or just unusually see yourself as a thing with no judgment of it.
Oh, but I judge. I'm like, I look disgusting.
There are two. Some people think like never look in a mirror. Some people are like, just go stare at yourself in the mirror and you'll like come to terms with yourself. Whereas like there are other times where you look at it and you go, oh, is that what I look like? Because it's, you know, when someone takes a picture of you on a selfie phone and like your face is flipped, and you look really weird. I think it's like finally seeing what other people see you like.
So that's what I actually look like.
But I don't think it necessarily is bad, because I think if you're in a good trip, you would go, and it's fine, I'm just a person in the world. And
that's really
there's a great show on Netflix called Have a Good Trip, and it's just like 50 celebrities talking about stories.
Oh, really?
And then they animate the stories, and it's like Sting, Carrie Fisher.
That's cool.
Loads of people talking about times they took drugs, and then they animate the story. And they talk to you about good trips, bad trips, all of these kind of things.
Would you ever do that drug DMT?
No. I don't even know what it is.
It's like, I don't know, but I think it basically makes you really ill initially, and then the whole thing is the trip is so intense and horrible.
You've lost me.
But the whole thing is it completely gets rid of the ego, and it completely like changes your whole perspective on the world.
But we need our ego, Soph. We're performers.
I need my ego. Yeah, I love my ego.
Death of the ego. Yeah, it's just every morning I have to rebuild my ego.
I just go on stage.
Every time I check my Instagram analytics, I have to rebuild my ego. I tell you what it did do, and I will be interested in maybe taking it again at some point, is like, we're obviously both writing Edinburgh shows. I sometimes go through phases where I like stop writing for a couple of weeks. I don't really have any ideas.
Same.
I did kind of open up.
It is good
bit
for
of writer's block had got. And what Sting says, Mr. Sting from The Police, he says you should trip with an intention. So you should be like, I'm going to write a new song for the album.
Love that.
Let's take some mushrooms and then go record a song. So I think maybe June, July.
Should we do it together?
Should we do it to just do the best pod episode ever?
Can we microdose it though? Because I don't really take drugs now.
Would it be legal to do it on a pod?
I don't know if we'll get any brand deals, I will say.
We might get some brand deals from some CBD brands or something.
That's true.
Yeah, but mushroom chocolate. I'm talking about like mushroom chocolate. I'm not
Still
talking
illegal.
About, yeah, but I mean, it's chocolate. You know what I mean?
You
can't put heroin in chocolate. There is a difference. You can't have a heroin Mars bar.
I am up for that though, but I don't think we should record it on
fine.
the pod.
But
just to write.
Patreon. That's how when we launch the Patreon exclusive. No, but I do think like get to the point where you like feel like you've nailed your show, but you're kind of stuck with it.
Yeah.
Then everybody going up to Edinburgh Fringe.
I'm in.
Last week of July.
Yeah.
Get some mushrooms in.
Yeah.
Rewrite the shows.
Okay.
The awards. The awards will flood in.
Can you imagine? And when we win the award, both of us, we'll then do this announcement saying we just thank our mushroom trip together.
We'd like to thank, organic, whole foods, mushroom. I'm not taking anything that's not like...
It's like a Gen Z and a boomer doing fucking drugs together.
Yeah, but not even like hard ones, like the softest drugs.
We're doing the tiniest bit. It's like, actually, just cut that in half again.
I don't feel it. Just having like one edible, I don't feel it. I'm excited for Edinburgh. We're both going up.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're both going.
We're on at the same time, which is scaring my dad a little bit because he doesn't know which show to go to. And I'm like,
well, we know.
You've got to come to my show.
Yeah.
I don't really know how you've asked that question, but whatever. But my show went on sale a couple of days ago, and like I saw that Chortle had mentioned my name.
No way.
I got like a thing which was like, I was looking for the link to put it on my website, and like a Chortle article came up, and then I skimmed the article and I couldn't see my name, but it came up in the Google search, so I was really confused. And then basically they wrote an article on all the shows that were announced from the Pleasance on that day, and then right at the end they went, Alfie Dundas will also be doing a show.
No, they didn't. Yeah. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Alfie Dundas will.
They were like, James
one.
Acaster is coming back with his mind-bending show. 5 Netflix specials later. Oh, and by the way, Phil Wang's doing the. At the end, Alfie Dundas will also be doing a show. No hyperlink. No, sort of as if to say, well, just so you know,
in case you give a fuck,
in case anyone cares, Alfie Dundas is also doing a show. But what's interesting is they've picked me out of the hundreds of shows to mention, but not mentioned anything.
That's cool though.
That's where my career's at, baby.
Not after this Fringe.
Not after this Fringe.
Not after this Fringe. You're going to make it.
I'm going to make
it big, kid.
Make it big. That $2,000 down is going to be covered by some drug sponsorship that we're going to get after this episode. We're coming up to an hour, so we're going to have to wrap up. Is there anything you want to leave the listeners with?
No.
Sophie's final show of the tour.
Oh, yeah, that.
Saturday night.
Yeah, guys, please come. I think there's a few tickets left.
There are a few tickets left. I bought an extra one.
Did you? Who for?
Yesterday. I'm going to be going to the show. I'm on row J20, 21, 22, and 23. I'm going with my girlfriend. I'm going with one of her friends. And my dad.
Cute. Okay, cute.
Mr. Dundas is coming to the show. We're all going for dinner in Soho.
Nice.
Potentially Chinatown. It's that kind of area. It's right by Chinatown.
Remember, there's a fucking thingy march that day.
Okay, well,
Tommy Robinson.
It's very important. Okay, which word you put in there? You can't say a thingy march because I don't know which way.
Yeah, Tommy Robinson march, which is bleak on that day.
I've got a busy day, huh?
You've got a busy day. You've got a march, then come to the show.
The Tommy Robinson march is on Saturday just before your show.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
I don't know what time.
I'm going to be knackered by the time I get there.
Your
voice is going to have completely gone by the time. You could get some last minute ticket sales in.
Oh, that's what I'm worried about.
That is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. It's not ideal. Don't let that put you off coming, guys, because the show's at 9:30.
And look, if you live in a satellite town, if you're in Luton or Woking, then come into London, come and have a look at those UKIP marches we've got now. Then go and watch Sophie Garrad, Poor Little Girl. Wait, what?
Poor Little Rich Girl.
Poor Little Rich Girl, sorry. Is that what it's called? Poor Little Rich Girl?
Poor Little Rich Girl. Alfie, how
I was going to say Poor Little Girl sort of is a bit...
Poor Little Girl's a
bit weird. I was like, that doesn't really...
Poor Little Rich Girl.
To Poor Little Rich Girl at Leicester Square Theatre. There's a couple tickets left, and I'll be having dinner beforehand, so you can come join that if you want.
Yeah, perfect. Can't wait.
That'll be super fun. My Edinburgh Fringe show is on sale, as is Sophie's. If you're going up north to Scotland, I assume north. I don't know how many people are listening to this above Edinburgh.
I don't know how people are listening to this.
But you can come south if you're in Glasgow. Come and see our shows. And otherwise, we'll see you next week with some more updates on Hantavirus. Goodbye.
See ya.